All right, let me see if I can help you guys out because I hear the conversation, right? Now, what I was talking about earlier is you got to have that mentality of leadership. You got to have that spirit of leadership, and it starts with the attitude, right? It all starts with attitude. And I'll give you guys a prime example, the lion, right? The lion is the king of the jungle, right? And I studied two animals. I studied the lion and I studied the eagle. Because I found out that the creator, he only identified with those two animals, right? So when I found out he only identified with those two animals, I said I better, study these two animals, right? And what I found out is that they're the king of their domains. The eagle, he's the king of the sky, right? He can fly up 3 to 5 miles up in the air, and there ain't no other bird that can fly that high, right? And the lion, well, he's the king of the jungle, right? But the one thing about the lion that should be inspiring to you is that the lion, he's not the tallest animal in the jungle. Right? He says tall guys get paid more. But check it out, the lion, he's not the tallest. He's not the biggest. He's not the smartest. He's not the fastest. Right? He's not the most intelligent animal. But yet he's still the king. So what makes these massive animals respect such a small cat?
Attitude.
The attitude is the difference, right? That leadership attitude. Think about this, the elephant. He's stronger, he's smarter, he's more intelligent. With one stomp of his foot, he could crush that little cat. But when he sees that, right, when the lion sees the elephant, he only thinks of one word. What does he think of? Lunch. Yeah. He says, I could eat this thing. Right? He doesn't see the size. He doesn't see the strength. He doesn't see the power. He doesn't see the intelligence. He sees lunch, food. Right? And the other amazing thing about that is that despite the size of the elephant, how smart he is, how intelligent he could be, how powerful that animal is, the only thing that keeps him small is his mind. Is the way that he thinks. He thinks that he's lunch, therefore the lion, he attacks him and he eats him, right? You ever seen a lion, how they hunt? They're not even as fast as the gazelles, right? You ever seen how they hunt? They'll be like, you go that way. You go that way. And scare them right here. Right? And they'll wait, and they'll flank them, and then they'll have one waiting in the bushes, and then that's how they get the gazelle. They gotta hunt like that because they're not that fast. Right? If it was a straight foot race, they wouldn't catch it. Right? They gotta hunt that way. The same thing with the elephant, right? They have on Discovery Channel, I remember seeing them take down an elephant. Right? The lion's on the back, the whole pride like working together to take down this elephant, and they got it. I was like, damn. Right? But you know what's funny? After they make the kill, the hyena comes. The hyena's smarter than the lion. He comes and he steals the meat.
You don't have to work for it. You don't have to do shit. You just have to steal it.
So what does that mean for you and me?
Don't be the hyena.
What does that mean for you and me? Don't be the hyena. Yeah, what does it mean?
Think like a lion.
That means that you don't need any special advantage. You don't need to be tall. You don't need to be big. You don't even need to be smart. You don't have to come from any special place, and you could still be the king. You could still be the lion. You could still be the ruler of this thing. Right? Now, I get it that some people make it to the top because of their family. Right? They're born into it. They're in a supervisor position right now, and they shouldn't be there. There is guys like that. But the hierarchy is set up so that the smart people, the people that are smart, those are the people that get the highest paying jobs. Right? If you want, my dad was going to have brain surgery, right? I don't just want any Black Lives Matter or any geek off the street to perform the surgery, right? I want the best brain surgeon, right? The smartest guy so he can save my dad's life. With me? So it's smart people that make it to the top and hardworking people. If you're smart and you work hard, Those two things right there almost guarantee you a top spot. But it's not perfect, right? There's people that make it to the top that don't belong there, right? So what that means for you is that you just might have to work harder than them, right? You just might have to read a little bit longer. Like for me, I'm not good at reading, but I force myself to do it because I know that there's advantages in it, right? I hate working out. I hate running, but I was 220 pounds too. This morning I was 185, all right? And I weigh myself every day because I'm trying to get to 165. Because I was like you, I was hurting. I didn't like it. I didn't like where I was. I have an 8-year-old son, and I think that everybody in this room should be able to whoop their kids till at least they're 12.
No, I feel like about 20.
And the rate that I was going, I wasn't going to be able to catch mine. Right? So I knew something had to change, man. And I used to grab a 40 ounce of Budweiser after work and a 40 of Bud Light. And in my truck on the way home, I would slam the Budweiser. And then I would sip the Bud Light. And then when I got home, there'd be a 30 pack or 18 pack in my fridge. Right? And I thought, hey, I deserve this. I work hard, out there sweating my ass off. I thought that was for me. I found out that wasn't for me. Right? I would coach the little kids' baseball team, and I'd show up to practice drunk. Coaching these little kids all fucked up. Right? And, the parents would complain. Hey, you smell like alcohol. You smell like beer, And I had my 2 little kids on the team, right? There was something inside of me say, hey, Daniel, you got to wake up. Time to wake up, right? Will the real Daniel Valenzuela please wake up? Right? Because when my truck got repossessed, I knew something was wrong. When I got kicked out of my house and I was sleeping outside, I knew something was wrong. When those parents would come up to me all pissed off saying you smell like alcohol, I knew something was wrong. But there just comes a moment where you gotta wake up. You just gotta, the light bulb comes off and you just wake up. There's an old saying that says when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Right? Because all this stuff that I read in books like Think and Grow Rich, The Richest Man in Babylon, all these financial books that I read and that I gained knowledge from, they were there the whole time. I just didn't go looking for it. And the old saying says, seek and you will find. Seek and you will find. Ask and you shall receive. Right? And it's true. All we got to do is become better askers. Right? Get good at asking.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Closed mouths do not get fed. Just become a good asker. And I was hearing a book that I just read a few months ago. I was hearing it again this morning. And one of the things that stood out to me, this guy, he's multimillionaire. And he says, if I would have known what I know now, he says, when I was younger, I would have set my goals higher. Multimillionaire, like probably almost billionaire, said he would have set his goals higher. I'm like, damn. Because whatever you ask for, you're going to get it. Whatever you ask for, you're going to get it. And in my life, that was true. Like whenever, hey man, I just want to scrape up enough money to pay my lousy bills. Guess what I did? I scraped up enough money to pay my lousy bills. Right? But when I started asking for $20,000, when I started asking to be debt free, when I started asking for a better relationship, when I started asking for those things, I got it. I just didn't know you had to ask for it. All we got to do is become good askers, right? But I would be a bad instructor if I were to tell you that's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be super difficult, right? And Frank Sinatra says this. He says that life and business is like the seasons. It's like the seasons. Life and business is like the seasons, right? After fall every year, what comes? Winter time. And there's all kinds of winters, right? Some are long, some are short. You know, some guys freeze to death in wintertime, but some guys, they snowboard and ski. right? But there's all kinds of winter times. Now, you can't get rid of winter by just ripping it off the calendar. Right? That's foolish to just be like, man, I can't, I'm just gonna stay inside, right? You can't get rid of winter by ripping it off the calendar. So what can you do?
Embrace it.
You can get better, you can get stronger, and you can get wiser. Just make a list of those 3 words. If you're taking notes, better, wiser, stronger. Because there ain't nothing that we can't get better at. There ain't no area that we can't get stronger in. Stronger in language, stronger in your presentation, stronger in your handshake, stronger in all kinds of areas, right? Stronger in your relationships. And better. We can always better our best. Always, right? But life is cyclical. It's winter time. And I'm talking about like when you break up with your girlfriend. That's winter time, right? Your truck breaks down and you ain't got no money to fix it. That's winter time, right? Your kids want something from the store, but you ain't got no money to buy it for them. That's winter time, right? And there's all kinds of winter times. But you can't get rid of those winter times. All you can do is get stronger, wiser, and better, right? But every year, what comes after winter? Spring. Here in Phoenix, it's summer, right? It seems like we go from winter right to summer, but it's spring in the rest of the country, right? And what is spring? Spring is opportunity, right? Spring is opportunity. Spring is you broke up with that girl, you went through a winter time, but now you got a new girl, or you got 10 new girls, and you got 2 at the same time. That's the opportunity, right? Springtime is the opportunity. Or the winter time when you got laid off from your job, that sucked, but springtime is the new opportunity for a new job with better people, with maybe more opportunity. Maybe they'll pay you per diem or something like that, right? That's the springtime. Summertime is when all the bugs, all the weeds, all the good that you started will be attacked. Everything that you start that's good will be attacked. Not to think so is naive. All the good that you start, if you got a new job, to keep that new job, you're going to have to do something right. There's going to be guys that are pissed off that you're there. There's going to be guys that are going to say dirt on your name, right? If you get a new girlfriend or you get those 2 girls at the same time, there's going to be something that you have to do. Okay, so it's going to be, that's the summertime. And if you take care of everything that you're supposed to do in the fall, that's the harvest, right? You get back on your feet, you get a couple paychecks, right? You're back on your feet, you're caught up on your bills, you got a check now, right? That's the harvest time, right? You took her out on a couple dates, now it's date number 3, harvest time, baby. You with me? After fall, after the harvest, comes winter time again, all right? So if it's going good for you right now, you're having a good time at your job, it seems like things are going smooth, don't be naive, because winter's coming. They're gonna lay you off. The job's gonna end. They're gonna fire you. And they don't care if you sleep under the bridge or not, right? But there's 3 things that you can do. You can get stronger, you can get wiser, and you can get better. Ain't no area that we can't get stronger. Stronger in language, stronger physically, right? We might not even recognize you next time we see you, as strong as you become, right? Wiser, right? There's always something to learn. My 9-year-old daughter shows me stuff on the iPad. I'm like, man, how did you do that? Right? Guys that do like graphic design and like graffiti art and shit like that. That shit blows my mind. I'm like, man, how do you draw like that? That's awesome, right? Wiser. There's always something to learn, right? And make yourself better. You can always better your best, right? So those 3 things right there, that's gonna help you. Just remember, life and business is like the seasons. All right.
It's like what doesn't break you, make you.